You've tuned in to the Top 10 Gardener with garden expert Ken Lain. Join him daily as he answers timely garden questions that are sure to make a difference in your gardens. Now, welcome your host, Ken Lain.
And we are back with Lisa Waters Lane in the studio. She comes each week. No, I was going to say garden questions. I've already done that. Just to share her garden knowledge, just what's going on in her gardens or with her gardeners that she consults with. So welcome back to the studio, Lisa.
Thank you.
So we should let everyone know road construction is done. They've had some major, it's like
goodness.
the gauntlet of cones in front of the garden center by Irons. I think they were replacing all the manhole covers.
Yeah.
And they just paved them over. They didn't. I've never seen that before, but it's all done. Lasted a few days of awkwardness, and then so you don't have to call the garden center anymore and go, "I'm not coming over unless it's construction's done." You now know it's done. So it's funny how people are. You put one cone up or flashing light, they just go, "I don't know what to do. I'm out."
Well, I don't blame them. And I'm not knocking the companies, but that was a little daunting to come down that road. You're like, I just want to turn left. No left turn.
They wouldn't let you turn. They just said,
know.
no one's doing anything here. You're cruising through. I've almost called the mayor going, hey, listen, really, this is not quite right. But they got over it. It was fine. I didn't have to make a phone call.
They worked fast.
They worked fast,
done,
efficient.
So.
They were efficient. So this is about not us complaining about road construction in the cities. So everyone gets to do that. This is about gardening and therapy. And, I got this new Nespresso machine. This coffee is unbelievable.
So
I'm so happy.
Yeah. So my question is,
Yeah.
You get a new Nespresso machine. You take it into your office at work.
Yes, I
did.
did.
At home, we still have this old ancient Keurig machine.
Well, it brews good coffee. My machine I had here this LED screen went out. So I got one because I couldn't read whether it was cooking, brewing, self-destructing, not cooperating or what. So I figured it was time. And we had one of those, I think, when we were in South Korea. I think we had an espresso machine in the room. Or maybe it was Ireland.
It wouldn't have been North
someplace. I got nothing over there. So anyway,
pretty sure it wasn't Ireland.
I liked it, so I thought I'd try it.
Yeah.
It works.
No,
I'm happy.
cool.
I'm pleased.
I know where to come to get a good cup of coffee.
You know what, honey? You own one of the largest garden centers in the state. Feel free to buy one. Get one for yourself.
I'm too cheap.
Okay.
And I know
It's
it.
true. Gardening.
Which I'm not cheap about is gardening. I do love my plants. So, yes. So gardening. So I've had a lot of people in talking about how they want to attract more pollinators in the yard. Bees, butterflies, all those things that
Hummingbirds.
Hummingbirds. The things that help pollinate. And the big hit this past week has just been butterflies.
Yeah.
And it does, I always kind of lose track of when the butterflies come through, when they show up, but you are starting to see quite a few more out there in the yard. So it's a good time to put out things that attracts those butterflies.
I agree. I saw swallowtails way early, like March, April. It was really early. Then the painted ladies, the little tiny, like half-sized ones that have orange markings all over them. And then the monarchs show up in May sometime, typically end of April, May. And so now kind of everyone's out. All the butterflies are out. Right. So it's kind of fun to watch them. Of course, a lot of that is all about timing of flowers. Their nectar, they need a place to take in energy, and flowers are their source. And then some water. They'll be in kind of mud ponds and places where they're getting water and stuff. So, and all that's available now.
Right. Yeah, I did read that if you really want to attract the butterflies in, just having a little spot in your yard that has a little really moist, little muddy spot to that. They love that.
Yeah, so were your dogs. Your Labrador Retriever would go out there and lay right in and go, I'm coming in to lay down on that new couch you just got. You happy, Mom?
That's actually our little schnauzer the other day. There was a big puddle out at the store, actually. And she looked at me and she just laid out and flat laid out in it and just looked at me like, deal with that, lady. I was like, oh, little booger.
But dogs are fun.
Dogs are fun.
Cats don't do that. You should become a cat lady. You're a dog lady. Never mind.
Dog lady. Our daughter's a cat lady. But butterflies, you digress. So a little muddy spot, perfect for them, but also a lot of the different flowers that you can put in. So butterflies like landing pads. You know, they're not into the tubular stuff like the hummingbirds are. They like flat landing pad flowers.
They like plaid landing pads.
Say that. Yeah. Moonshine yarrow is great for that. We got some new moonshine in that is just gorgeous. That bright yellow looks so nice out in the yard. We also got one called Desert Eve Red, which is a really nice
yarrow
red.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So super plants, got a hot spot, put a yarrow in it. You got a spot that is a little drier maybe than some others. That yarrow is perfect for that.
Yeah.
The golden sphere coreopsis, which is a really round, it almost looks like a marigold.
Yeah.
A lot of people confuse them because it's just got this really big flower to it. It's absolutely gorgeous, but perfect to put out there for those little butterflies.
And both are yellow, so yellows and blues seem to attract pollinators better than anything else. So those are both yellows that are strong. Perennials, those are all perennials. They come back every year.
Great perennials. Pincushion flower is another really good one for the butterflies. Has that real pretty purple, nice little pincushion flower.
It looks like a pincushion. The flower does. Hovers, about 6-8 inches above the foliage.
Right.
Just kind of wavers, and you'll see a butterfly on there. The winds kind of blow them around. They're just sitting there eating the nectar.
Right.
It's fun.
Lantana is another great one. So if you want a perennial one, the Miss Huff lantana, which is kind of an orangey yellow one. There's also Marianne, which is a yellow pink one. It's very,
is that
very
perennial
pretty.
as well?
It is.
Oh, Marianne is perennial.
I had a customer come in, I think last week, and there's this picture of this huge bush, and I'm like, well, she goes, what is that? I said, well, that looks like the Marianne lantana. And it was down at the Chino Library.
Oh, perfect, yeah.
And it was beautiful.
Yeah, there you go. Great spot. And tough enough to take a commercial kind of setting where they tend to get neglected more. Right. There's less gardeners taking care of the gardens, so perfect for the Chino Library. Take a look.
Yes. Then we also have this perennial milkweed. So the milkweeds, they're not necessarily, they're laying the eggs on it more, right? It's not necessarily that they're laying it, getting the nectar out of the flowers and stuff. So we have two perennial ones. We have the Cinderella milkweed, and we have the showy milkweed. And those are both perennial, so they're going to come back year after year. And they go down pretty cold.
Yeah, I think minus 20 or 15 or something like that. Really cold, yeah. Right. And the reason they lay eggs on that is the larvae will come out and eat the milkweed, and as they eat the milkweed, they become poisoned to birds. So birds won't eat them as long as they're eating milkweed. If they eat other stuff, birds will go, oh, delicious. But milkweed turns them, and that's the reason that monarchs have a certain color, striping. It's warning to the birds going, don't eat me because you know I'm going to be bad. I'll give you a stomach ache right now. If you eat right now, because I've been eating milkweed. Right. In fact, some of the varieties of butterflies will take on the coloration of monarchs just because, well, birds know don't eat this. So they just kind of, it's brilliant. Nature is just so smart.
Nature is so smart.
Yeah.
That is true. We also have tropical milkweed, which is a little bit showier in flower. It comes in the red and the yellow. That is an annual one, so you get one season out of it. But still beautiful, and you help the butterflies. So
you do.
Why not put
Pretty
it in?
and helping the butterflies.
Right.
That's great.
And then, of course, butterfly bush. You have to have that. And everybody goes, does it really? Yes, it does. So they actually came out with a new one this year. It's called a Sparkler series.
That sounds pretty.
It's really interesting. So it gets about 3 to 4 foot tall.
Perfect.
But the buds on it, instead of being long and spiky like most of your butterflies, they're kind of round and
pom-pom-like.
Pom-pom.
Oh, neat. That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Like a sparkler.
Right. So we have the pink sparkler right now. Really kind of cool, kind of different. So if you've done a lot of butterfly bush and you're like, I want something different, take a look at those because they do look different.
I like the smaller size butterfly bush because you just don't have to care for them as much. These huge butterfly bush, they'll get 10, 12 feet tall. They got to be cut back really hard, kind of like pampas grass. Right. Well, these new series, there's no You don't have to do anything with them. They just keep them there and they're good to go. All right, Lisa, we are out of time. So great ideas for attracting pollinators, butterflies, bees, the hummingbirds to your yard here from Waters Garden Center. We'll be right back.
Waters Garden companion plants for June are moonshine yarrow, silverberry, Hall's honeysuckle, and sunburst locust.
Sunburst locust cheerfully shouts, "Hello, spring!" with its glowing yellow leaves.
As summer heats up, it settles down to a naturally cool green, only to turn gold again in the autumn.
This Waters exclusive casts a dappled shade, perfect for reading books or sharing an outdoor meal, and impervious to deer.
You'll find the coolest trees here at Waters Garden Center, 1815 Iron Springs Road in Prescott. You're listening to garden expert Ken Lain, owner of Waters Garden Center in Prescott. Look for more tips, tricks, and garden shortcuts through Ken's website. Additional shows of this podcast, read his weekly garden column, or follow him on Facebook, Instagram at watersgardencenter.com. That's Waters with 2 T's, gardencenter.com.